Welcome and thank you very much everyone watching this video. In this video I'm gonna show you how to assign headings to the topics and the subtopics in research paper. Because people don't know how to assign headings to the topics and subtopics in their research paper, they find that otherwise they could research paper degraded. And to avoid this misfortune, in this video we are gonna learn how to assign headings to the topics in the research paper so that we can able to insert a table of content automatically, and we're gonna find our our paper organized very well. If you are interested in my channel, subscribe and feel free to write your comments, your questions in the comment section. To start with the lesson, this is a sample document that we use to learn the assignment of headings to the topics and the subtopics. And look, this is the cover page. The next is the title page. Already organize it. The matter starts from here. Approval sheet. Approval sheet is a heading. Approval sheet is a heading, and look, let us go through the paper. Dedication is a heading once again. Statement of the author is heading. Acknowledgement is heading. Table of contents is heading. List of tables is heading. List of figures is heading. Abbreviation is heading also. Abstract is heading, and chapter 1 is heading. Then those are all heading 1, okay, because they come first at the top of the page. Then they will take heading 1, okay, they will take heading 1. But when you come to first chapter, it becomes different. That under first chapter there are subtopics, okay, there are subtopics. 1.1 background of the study, it is a subtopic 1.1, therefore it become heading 2. Okay, chapter 1, abstract, this acknowledgement, declaration, all those are approval sheet. Those are heading 1. Chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, those are heading, the first heading, okay, heading 1. But when you come to 1.1, 1.2, it is it's gonna be the second heading, okay, therefore 1.1 is heading 2, okay, 1.2 is again heading 2, 1.3 is heading 2. But when you come to 1.31, okay, the digits are 3, and that digits denote the heading, the number of headings, and it is heading 3, okay, this heading 3. If the number of digits become 4, for example 1.3.11, then it gonna be heading 4. Therefore it is the number of digits that determine the number of heading, and therefore 1.3, since the digits are 2, then it's gonna be heading 2. Here, since the digits are 3, then heading 3. Here the same thing, heading 3. But here 1.4 heading 2, okay, 1.5 heading 2, 1.6 heading 2, 1.7 heading 2, 1.8 heading 2. Here chapter 2, review of related literature, it is heading 1, okay, it is heading 1 because it assumes the main topic of a chapter, the main topic of the nomenclature of the chapter. Chapter 2, review of related literature. Then subtopics follow. 2.1, 2.1, since the digits are 2, then heading 2. Therefore the main question that we address in this video is how to assign headings. And let us go back, okay, I think you have understood what we mean by heading. And then let us start from the approval sheet, and the approval sheet is a major headline. Therefore we select it and we go to the heading 1, okay, because it is a major headline. It will take it will assume heading 1, and we select heading 1 here. Okay, then the same thing is for dedication. We select it and then we click on heading 1, then it will make it heading 1. To modify, to make it automatic for every heading 1 in the document, let us modify, and then we can see it is automatic. Okay, because I have already adjusted, it shows my previous adjustment, but on your in your PC, then you select it, you select modify, and then you make it automatic, you make it bold. And for the major headline for heading 1, in a research paper, the font size should be 14, okay, for heading 1. Then times New Roman, and you may prefer another font phase, and you should make it automatic, so that when you proceed assigning heading 1 to the major headlines in your paper, then it will automatically apply. Then dedication we already signed, and statement of the author we select, and then we click on heading 1. Then it automatically applies because we have modified, we have adjusted it. Then acknowledgement, the same thing, we select, and then we click on heading 1. Table of content is the same thing, we select it and click on heading 1. List of tables, the same thing. List of figures, the same thing. Abbreviations, the same thing, heading 1. They are major headlines. Abstract, the same thing. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, okay, the same thing we do, we select and then we click on heading 1, okay, heading 1, because they are major headlines. But the difference is when you come to the subtopics in the chapters. Look, background of the study is 1.1, okay, and the number of digits are 2. Therefore, it means that the heading become heading 2. Therefore, what we can do is that we select 1.1, and then we go to the top of the Word document, and we're gonna select heading 2. Okay, heading 2. Okay, we click on heading 2. Then when you start with YouTube, Telegram is disturbing, let me close it. Okay, when you begin, okay, because I have already adjusted, it is not showing any problem, but here if you start, then it when you start and click on heading 2, it can show you a font size that shows another color, maybe red or yellow. To adjust, you go to the heading 2 and modify, then you select automatic to make it black, okay, then you select on bold, then you select a font size of 12, okay, font size 12 font size, 12 point font size, because you know a research paper heading, other than the heading 1, the rest of the heading is heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, okay, should assume a font size of 12. Then Times New Roman, my preference, you can go for another, then you make it automatic, okay, in your document based on your choice. Then you can proceed, and 1.2 is once again heading 2. Okay, 1.3 is heading 2. Okay, therefore you select, you click on heading 2. Another difference comes here when the digits become 3, then it become heading 3. Okay, therefore you select, and you're gonna click on heading 3. Okay, heading 3, you select heading 3 from here, and okay, because I adjusted before, it doesn't show any problem, but when you do it for the first time, the font face will be red or another color. Therefore, it needs adjustment. It needs adjustment. To make adjustment, you have to go to modify, and then you select automatic to make it black, and then you have to select bold. You have to make the font size 12 and Times New Roman in my preference, and then you can go for another. Then 1.32, once again it is heading 3. Then you simply go to heading 3 and select heading 3. 1.4 is heading 2. Oh no, heading 2. I mistakenly clicked on the first heading, and then it took to the center, because in the heading 3 I have selected the position of the heading to be at the center. Okay, and then look, when I selected for it the heading 1, then it took to the center, but it had a mistake. Therefore, I have to go for heading 2. Okay, then it returned back into the left to the left alignment, because for the rest of the headings, okay, heading 2, heading 3, I selected alignment to the left. That is why it checked to the left. For the first for the heading 1, I selected center, and then took to the center. Okay. Heading significance of the study 1.5, the digits are 2, therefore heading 2. Therefore, I go for heading 2. For scope of the study, the same thing, heading 2. Okay, you go on. Organization of the study, heading 2. Okay, because the digits are 1.8, the digits are 2. Okay. Chapter 2, review of related literature. Look here. This is the major headline. Therefore, it should assume heading 1. Okay, therefore I have to go and select heading 1 for it. Okay, heading 1, and it remains as a center, because in the heading 1 modify, I selected already alignment, center alignment. I selected the 14 font size. Okay, 14. This is a fundamental rule of research. The first headline, the first heading should always assume a font size of 14, and the rest are 12. Therefore, I made it heading 1, and then there are subtopics under chapter 2.1 assumes heading 2. Therefore, I have to click on heading 2.2 heading 2. Okay, 2.3 heading 2, 2.4 heading 2, 2.5 heading 2, 2.6 heading 2, 2.7 heading 2, 2.71 heading 3, because the digits become 3. Okay, therefore we have to go for heading 3 here. We select heading 3. 2.72 heading 3. Oh, I mistakenly clicked on another heading 3. Oh, another point that I should tell you is that whenever you are writing headings, okay, when you are writing headings, for example, operational risk, it says operational risk, the first letter of every word should be capitalized. Okay, then therefore you have to make this, you have to go and choose this and capitalize each word. Okay. In every heading, the first letter should be, except articles, at, in, for, the, except the articles and the prepositions, then every word is first letter should be capitalized. Here is right. 2.73 heading 3. 2.8 heading heading 2. Okay, therefore I have to select heading 2 from here. And 2.9 heading 2. Chapter 3, research methodology, because this is a major headline of the chapter, then it should assume the first heading. Therefore I should select click on heading 1. Then 3.1 is heading 2. Heading 2. Research design 3.2 heading 2. Another problem here, research design. The word design should be the first letter of the first design should be of the first the first letter of the word design should be capitalized. Therefore I have to go here and make it capital. Data sources and types, select, and I have to go for heading 2. Target population, same thing, heading 2. Data collection tool, heading 2. 3.6 heading 2. 3.7 heading 2. Then the fourth chapter follows. Then this is a major headline of the chapter. Therefore it has to assume the heading 1. Okay, then this is 4.1, which is heading 2. Okay, heading 2. This is also heading 2. This is heading 3. Okay, therefore you have to assign headings like this, and let us go down, and all are adjusted, are already adjusted, and at the end, the final chapter is chapter 5. Chapter 5 here, it is a major headline, therefore it should assume heading 1. Okay, conclusion 5.1 should assume heading 2. Okay, recommendation, the same thing, it should assume heading 2. Then the next is reference, and the reference is the major headline, therefore it has to assume heading 1. Okay, it has to assume heading 1. And appendices, the next to the reference are the appendices, and the appendices should also be heading 1. Okay, and one thing that you have to bear in mind is that heading 1 in your research paper, okay, should all be capitalized. Heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, the first letter of each word should be capitalized. Okay, but in the first heading, in the heading 1, all words should be capitalized. Okay, all words should be capitalized. Therefore, this is how we can assign headings to the topics and subtopics in research paper. The importance of assigning headings and subheadings to the topics in research paper is to automatically insert a table of content